Welcome everybody. We're here for episode 4 of Everyday People. It's Rick B and B Dizzle. We're covering bodyweight resistance training.
Yes.
And he's itching to go ahead and talk about it. So
it's very underrated, the body weight. And you can go on YouTube, which is a phenomenal tool, and see some of these people who are just like extremely built, not just gymnasts,
right?
But people who are extremely built and all they do is body weight movements. And you would think for sure they was in the gym.
Calisthenics.
Yeah, calisthenics, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say right now.
You probably use more weights now though for your own training.
Yeah. Because to get that same amount of resistance with the calisthenics, you got to do a crazy amount of reps. So let's say, for example, if I wanted to go in the gym and do some 50-pound dumbbells, right, for my chest, in order to get that same press, let's say I did it 20 times or 10 times, I would have to almost quadruple that in like push-ups.
Push-ups to get the
get the same amount of resistance. But the resistance that you get with the body weight is more from tendon to tendon versus just getting into that muscle belly with the weights. You know what I'm saying?
And we'll dive into that when we get to that one. Yeah. So our first topic is going to be on the lower body. So we'll start off with the squat. There's 4 exercises for legs. So let's start off with that. And the first one with the squat is the pistol squat. From experience myself, it's a tough one.
Yeah.
And the progression to getting that done correctly is a fun one. Okay. So with the pistol squat, you could start from sitting to stand. So basically, I'll give you an example, right?
Can they see you?
Yeah, they could.
Okay.
So you're going to basically get your balance right and fall slowly to the seat.
Okay.
From there, you'll work on getting down slowly and coming back up. And then just remove the chair to like get the progression up, right?
Yeah.
Just a little flex real quick. But the pistol squat is a pinnacle one because it requires so much of your core, so much focus. And, just from your experience, like, what's the pistol squat like to you? Have you done it?
So there was a point in time where I used to be able to do them. And I remember enhancing them in the sense where I would hold a cable and it would give me, it's weird because it gave me a resistance. It was pulling me in.
Yeah.
And I had to fight it back and it lit up my quadriceps more. It was crazy.
Yep, anti-rotation.
Yeah, so I was like, going down and up. But the other, so the one I was talking about, so the cable was in front of me, right? Mm-hmm. The anti-rotation one is another good one as well, too, because it's be to the side of you.
Right.
And then now it's hit that, oh, God.
We love to talk about the muscles. Last time we talked about it in the episode where we talked about muscle tissue.
Yeah.
The vastus lateralis is out here. He was talking about got lit up. He said, I had to hit you some anatomy. And then when he said in the middle, you have 2 muscles. Superficial.
Yeah.
And one's deep. So we got the vastus intermedius.
Oh, you was hoping I was going to help you with that?
So you gonna let me be on my own.
Yeah, you on your own on that one.
So you got the rectus femoris on the top and the vastus intermedius on the bottom.
That's right.
All right. So you're a clown. So in that pistol squat, you can get so much of those muscle fibers fired up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So moving into the next exercise outside of the pistol squat, we're looking at a lunge.
Oh, this is again, we're only talking about body weight here, right?
Yes, only body weight.
But this is one of those underrated movements that when done right, it's really going to help build them glutes up. It's really going to help build them glutes up.
Hey, ladies, y'all listening.
Yeah, and the lunges, because, you want to have a complete leg.
Guys, listen up too now, actually.
Yeah, because if you have, so for example, dudes want complete legs.
Yep.
When they decide to work legs. Women just want a butt. Which, it looks funny if you have just the butt and nothing else.
I'm not mad at her.
You know what I'm saying? But I have no feelings towards her, but it should look funny. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, this is what it would look like if you were to just go and get injected. And you're a skinny girl.
Right.
But those lunges, again, you have, like I said before, you got to do just more of them with the reps.
You talking about walking lunges?
You got to do walking. I think the longest I've done lunges for was like 10 minutes straight, non-stop. You just do lunges for 10 minutes, man, your legs will be done. I had like a little 50-pound, like, those curl bars.
Yeah.
One of those on my shoulder.
For 10 minutes?
10 minutes straight, yo. Legs was on fire.
I know he subscribes to David Goggins, but that's his own vibe too, okay? He just as crazy. The bald head don't lie, son.
Yo, the bald head don't lie.
The bald don't lie, son. So I promise you, man. So yeah, walking lunges definitely, but 10 minutes of it, I think that's level towards conditioning outside of strength. Like you're strengthening but conditioning your body.
I mean, it's breaking down some mental barriers too, though.
Wow.
It's strengthening your mind, bro.
Because when you want to quit, you're still pushing.
You want to, at about 3 minutes, you're like, this ain't that bad. When that 5 minute, 6 minute hit, man,
it's war. It's a private war going on. Nobody else know what's going on. It's like,
and your thoughts funding it. You know what I'm saying?
You saw the whole army battle.
Yeah, he be in their head like, oh God. Anyways.
So lunges, we covered that, but a special one I like to do with my clients is have them hold it. Ooh. So another example. So if you notice, right, I got my knee on top of my ankle and my hip on top of this knee over here, and all I want to do is just float and keep this hip forward, and hold that for about 30 seconds. That right there is a good primer for people who need to learn how to lunge without their shoulders going forward.
Mm-hmm. That isometric hold. That's a way to build that good strength. Yep. Very similar to doing a lot of reps, but you just holding it in that one position. And I almost want to say you build more strength when you do it that way too.
You absolutely do, and it's the tendons.
Yeah.
The tendons get to get a lot of blood flow.
Yeah.
From there. Mind you, there's no nerve or no actual cells that actually pump blood into tendons. Mm-hmm. It's just the blood that gets near the actual ligaments. Yeah. So I think that's one aspect of isometric training that I love to share with my clients.
Good. I'm just thinking, like, how did I not remember isometric holds? Like, it's such a good thing to do. I think the only isometric things I do now is just a plank.
So, man, even that right there. So, I'll bring you guys an isometric workout.
Okay.
A full body isometric workout. My clients already love that, but I'm gonna hit my man B Dizzle.
Fun at all, bro.
It's not fun, but it actually shows you how much stronger you get once you actually get back to the reps.
Yeah.
So.
Way stronger.
All right, so next one is a deadlift, and we're talking about single leg deadlift being a pinnacle exercise.
That takes stability as well too.
Boom, and that's where we're at right now with the ankle.
Yeah, and another good one, when people think of deadlift, they think of going straight down and then up, right? Even if it's the single leg.
Yes.
Like you'll go down and up. But there's another one you can do where you're reaching towards something.
Right. And
then you come back. Oh God.
The lengthening.
Yeah. That's what that one's called?
I don't know if you guys catch me on the demo for my man right here, but look, we're gonna hit it for you.
They can see your whole body.
No, they can't. But you guys saw the stability there in the ankle.
Yeah. That's some good stability, bro.
On the spot, by the way.
I get up and trip. But there's another one too on top of that one. Let's say if I was standing over here, right, I would reach my hands over and try to touch this chair.
While
I'm facing this way, right?
You're facing this way?
So now, I'm literally reaching my body forward. And I would feel those hamstrings and glutes and, not really the back, but hamstrings and glutes light up and the calves are in there. And then you're getting that ankle mobility in there as well, too, because you're having to lean forward in it.
Question for you, though. Does it feel like someone's pulling you back to keep your knee on top of your ankle to make sure you feel that hamstring fire?
No. It feels like a natural movement.
Okay. Because, for you, because, you got plenty of repetitions.
Yeah.
So you executing in that way. But, clients who don't feel a hamstring or glutes, that's what I tell them. Feel like someone's tugging your shirt back as you're bending down. So you can feel that knee on top of your ankle.
Yeah.
Because what I notice a lot is that knee going past the ankle, and that limits the hamstring stretch. A lot of techniques and cues y'all catching right now.
Shit, man. Yeah.
You about to hire me up?
Yeah.
So what we're gonna talk about right now is step up to balance.
Mm-hmm.
I think anyone over the age of 80 can consider this a high intensity workout for them.
Possibly.
Right? Because if you're standing up and then coming up with one knee elevated, right, and holding that for about a 3 count,
ooh,
and give me 8 of those, an 80-year-old would say, Rick, that's a lot. But we're going to strengthen their hips that way.
Yes, and a deconditioned person too.
Deconditioned person. So anyone under what? Under 50?
No, just I mean, it could just be for somebody. I mean, I've seen a lot of young people who can't even hold themselves up.
They can't do that. You said?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Young people. Yeah. I mean, listen, man, we got to remember, you and I, or just people in the fitness industry, we're in a bubble, and we take basic movements for granted, you know. And then when we get out in the world, like, yeah, well, how come you? What's up? How come you can't do that? But then, you know, like I see so many people, especially dudes, who can't do pull-ups or push-ups, and this is body weight.
Let's actually get into that once we finish the step up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but the step up to balance.
Step up to balance is it also, I know we talked about this before, it's just a great cognitive, you know, physical way to get the brain going.
Wiring,
that stability factor, creating those, again, we said this before, the synapses, responding, boom, 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 response, boom, 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 getting in there just from holding yourself up. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, the synaptic nerves and all of that there, and neuroplasticity.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we could talk about that learning, I had to throw that in there.
Let me throw this neuroplasticity in there.
It's important. You said synapses, so
you win. You win.
It's more about complementing what you're saying, as opposed to
it's all good, man.
it's important, man, because that's what we were mentioning about people not knowing how to do these movements, is because the learning process, the plasticity, right?
Yeah. Now, by plastic you mean flexible, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's why I think they chose that neuroplasticity behind of it. It's that neural hardening.
Because natural plastic is very. If you see how they, ever see how they extract plastic out the trees?
Oh wow, no way.
Yeah, from the root. So what they do is they make this like little thing in the tree, like a little slit, and they shove these these little metal slide things into it, and then the certain tree that they have will start dripping this white substance into like the either they put them in bags or like little buckets.
Wow.
And then from there, that it kind of like clumps up, and it's very like stringy, like cheese in a sense. If you ever had melted cheese, that's what it looks like. So that plasticity is the same way the brain, the neuroreceptors are in the.
Wow.
That's the. For me, if I was to hear it, I'd be like, wait, plastic is hard though, because I'm thinking about Tupperware and I'm thinking about,
but the association to bring where it comes from.
Yeah.
That's great. That's exactly how it is in our mind too.
Yeah, exactly, because it comes right from the tree.
And we the tree of life here too. So.
Bada boom.
Bada boom.
Touche.
All right, so we're back for the next segment where we're talking about the upper body, and we're bringing in 4 exercises.
Cuatro.
The push-up, the pull-up, handstand, and inverted row. All right, let's dive in.
Inverted row on a body weight? How you gonna do that?
So basically, let's say you get the Smith machine.
Okay. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
about. I know what you're talking about.
Let's talk about that one.
You could do a version of a lat pull down too on that one too, though.
Correct. Right.
Where you kind of swinging your body and coming up like that. Yeah.
Trust, and then exactly the glutes squeeze at the top of it.
You see?
I see what you're at. But the inverted row, let's dive into that one.
So the inverted row is a phenomenal movement, especially if you're not good at pull-ups as well too, right? Because you can use your legs in this form of it, because you're pretty much on your back and the bars, here.
Yeah, here. Like, let's say it's like hip level.
Yeah, and then you're just pulling yourself up this way. And it's still a tough movement, but at the same time, it's easier than pulling yourself vertically.
Vertically, right. So those will go. You can actually pair those in a workut.
Yeah.
The row and the pull up.
There you go. Mm-hmm. And you're still hitting some of the similar same muscle groups, just from a different angle.
It's mainly going to be what the lats here on the row. It's going to be
you'll
rhomboids.
You'll hit the lats, but you'll get a lot of those traps in there.
Traps too.
You get a lot of traps in there.
And now, if we talk about the grip, this is pronated. This is supinated.
Yeah, supinated versus pronated. Yeah. I feel like the strongest grip would be supinated. Yeah, palms
like
up.
This, right?
That's the strongest grip. So unless you're different, if you're a different person, you can just start with whatever your strongest grip is.
Right. Most likely it'll probably be here.
Yeah, and then start off, like 3 sets of, 5.
You'd be real nice.
Yeah, that's a basic thing. 3 sets of 5, man, and you'll be good.
Now that he's gave you that low rep number, I want you to hold it for 5 seconds.
Yeah, 5 seconds. That's tough, bro.
Don't come at me with this David Goggins shit.
I know, right?
Yeah, you do 10 minutes of lunges,
but that's my shit.
Yeah, but a 5 count for 5 reps, he's definitely looking out for y'all right now.
Again, a part of me be like, don't scare the people.
That's true.
But then a part of me is like, nah, you got to keep it real.
I was gonna say 10, but he gave y'all 5. So
if it was up to me, I would do that 5-second hold, which is phenomenal. If you can't do a lot, do the small amount, do the 5 with the 5-second hold, and do 3 sets.
3 sets of that.
Yeah, because that way you're building up proper strength. That's a real good one. Yeah.
And there's something I always say with every time I do a session. I know you're gonna perform the exercise, but let's execute it well. More facts. Let's execute.
I love that one, yo. I love that.
So push up. I'm sorry, that was a row. Now we're going to talk about the pull up. So this is a vertical pull.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely be hitting more of the lats on this one.
100%.
But what we mentioned earlier when we was talking about the lower body stuff, how people disengage the abdominal portion of that.
Yeah.
So you're getting lats plus abdominal work in this as well. Meaning like you need to have like a hollow body hold. What's important is with the pull up, you have this variation, right? Then you have the chin up variation, or you could do the hammer curl variation.
Mm-hmm.
I've even seen the bouldering variation.
Yep.
So all 4 can get you a solid back.
Then you got the wide
grip too.
Narrow,
more spice. All right.
And then you can turn. You can be on this part of the bar and hold it this way.
The commando hold.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. You go on each side.
I'm gonna ask you as much. How many of those can you do on each side?
The commando hold?
In one set.
I don't know. I ain't did them in a while.
Last time I did them, it was 5 on each. So it's
10 total.
10 total. But I want this detail out there.
Okay, go ahead.
But you got
a weighted vest on or something?
No.
Okay.
you can hold the weight between your feet if you like.
Yeah.
But the variation I like is that you get to here and then you pull to where your ears pass over the bar.
Uh-huh.
Right? None of this. Get all the way here, ear over the bar.
Yeah, you sound like a real trainer. That's what the trainers be saying. I was doing bench press one day, and this trainer came up, this girl, and she was like, "Why are you doing half reps?" And then I had to tell her, I was like, "Listen, right? The point is to stress the muscle out and to stress the pec muscle out.
Okay.
It's not to get into the tricep right now. So I'm doing these reps right here to keep the stress on my chest. I don't want it to go on my shoulder. I don't want to go into my triceps. I want to stay directly on the pectoral muscle. Now, what I will do is I'll stress my pecs out as much as I can, and then I'll do 4 reps. If you watch bodybuilders work out, a lot of them don't be doing 4 reps because they're going for muscle activation.
Right.
They're not going for the trainer. Yeah, we want to make sure we hit all the muscle groups. I'm just talking shit. But
I love the explanation though, right?
Yeah.
There's intention
100%.
behind of your half reps.
Yeah.
Now imagine the person that's doing it with no intention. It's like, this is exactly how it's supposed to be. That's where you get that crossover to like where the trainer says, give me the full range of motion. Show me that you own that. But then you just said you got the half range because you're keeping the stress in the pecs.
Yeah.
And you'll drop the weight and actually hit the full range of motion.
Yeah.
After that to like lean up or tone.
Or keep the same weight. Yeah. It depends. Yeah.
Oh, you out here like that?
No, I'm just saying. Yeah.
Yo, salute this man. If y'all got a chance, man, put that in the chat. Salute.
So the pull-ups, minimum, I feel like every dude should be able to do 10 pull-ups straight.
And how many sets of 10?
Just one set to start off with.
Okay.
Just one set to start off with.
That's my problem though, because you'll do your 10, and then it'll be a 5, and then it'll be like a hiccup of 4. Yeah, and that's your 3 sets.
That means you got to build consistent strength in your back, right?
So 3 sets of 10.
I mean, but we'll start with the goal being to get yourself just to 10.
Okay.
Because I think I probably talked about this already, the pull-up challenge I did.
Yes, you did.
But when I was doing them all in sets of 10. So I never did no set less than 10.
You even brought up what you did on your birthday.
Yeah, it was it was all sets of 10. So
37 pull-ups or something like that.
Yeah, 37 pull-ups. But yeah, for the ladies, see if you can knock out 5 of them. Let's go half. If you want to do 10, go ahead. But knock out 5. I think 5 is a good number.
Ladies building up their upper body strength, I think is a solid thing.
Yeah.
I think they've missed that window in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And women with some, stronger arms is actually important to have. Just back to what you were saying about all they have is just the lower half, nothing worked up on top.
Or dudes vice versa.
Yeah, we caught in that when I got you. So I love the fact that women are doing pull-ups now more than ever.
Yeah.
So much respect. Now we're jumping into the push-up. So I want to show you a video of a client that I had an assessment with yesterday.
Okay.
I asked him to do 30 seconds going down, 30 seconds going up. So the 1 minute push-up. Yeah. Now, have you ever done anything like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, talk about it.
Well, I mean, the first experience that comes to mind is I did a push-up competition. I was just at an event and they had a push-up competition going on. Mm-hmm. And I think we did maybe like 10 or 20 push-ups to start off. And all of a sudden, he started hitting us with the variations. You had to go side to side.
Sheesh.
You had to go down for 5 seconds, come up or hold at the top. And you would just see one by one dudes just dropping off. Dudes dropping off. And at the end, it was me and like somebody else. And I remember our last one, we had to go down for, I believe, like 15 seconds.
Halfway or?
No, all the way down. And then you had to hover above. So we sitting there hovering and I'm shaking. And if you too low, you're resting, right? So they made sure it wasn't that low. So they would come by and like hit our chest to make it go up and make our body come up. And I remember my arms almost gave out because the dude lost. Like he fell, like or something. And in order for me to win, I didn't just win when he got out.
Okay, yeah.
I had to push myself back up in order to win. But it was crazy because not only were we doing the negatives and the timed push-ups, but we're doing plyo push-ups. So we're jumping, clapping, we're jumping one arm. Like I was like, man, I never did. I mean, I was in, good push-up shape.
Yeah, in order for you to survive that.
But I was like, man, this was insane. So that was my experience.
I'm over here bringing 1 minute push-up. People over here doing the whole gamut.
But the 1 minute push-up is still brutal though, man.
Oh, absolutely.
30 seconds down, 30 seconds up.
And I notice form suffers. By the time that 30 seconds happens, you're starting to see that kind of a back.
That low back arching.
That low back goes into full arch and your butt's up. And it's like, yo, why does your back look like that? You need to have that spine completely neutral. And teaching people how to use posterior tilt as opposed to reverting to anterior tilt.
Yeah.
That's an anterior tilt situation. And teaching posterior tilt in the push-up allows everybody to get much stronger and makes it a full body workout.
So if you can imagine, you show the people the hand, right? Mm-hmm. My hands are on hips here. I ain't going to say who hip. This way is what?
Anterior tilt.
Anterior. This way
is posterior tilt.
Posterior. This is like making fun of Steve Urkel. This is like an Instagram girl taking a photo, right?
They call Steve Urkel old as a
Steve Urkel?
Yeah, they said flat back.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? With the suspenders, you know what I'm saying? Did I do that? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hunched over with it.
Yeah, too. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would say nerd, but nerd. Like in Instagram.
When you say nerd, it has a sting to it.
Really?
So the next one is a handstand.
Okay.
Now this one is something I do. Have you?
Yeah, I used to do the crow stand holds and handstand holds in my shoulder workouts, and I would hold them for 30 seconds to a minute.
Wow. And this is without the wall or with the wall?
With the wall.
With the wall. Okay.
With the crow stands was without the wall.
With the wall, right?
Without the wall, and then the handstands was with the wall, and you can even do handstands in the TRX.
With your feet hooked up.
Yeah, you can put your feet in, you can walk out, and you can do like the handstand push-ups with them. Yeah, those are brutal.
So I'm gonna show them a video of me knocking out 5 handstand push-ups like Goku. I'm out here like Goku, son. So be on the lookout for that video shortly. So yeah, handstands was something I started working on in 2018. Animal Flow. Mm-hmm. Have you ever heard of it?
Yeah.
So it came to my attention. It's like a capoeira, breakdance, and yoga all wrapped into one with animal shapes. And the guy who created his name was Mike Finch. Shout out to him. Shout out to my man Andres. You know, he's a regional leader with Animal Flow, so that's why I gave him a shout out. But it's important that I mentioned that the guy that created it could do a handstand, and he had like a commercial where he was like moving like a leopard in the forest. I'm like, this man looking like Tarzan. And then he had a handstand in the middle of the jungle, bro, and I was like, that's lit. Yeah. So since 2018, I was like, all right, I can do that too. And I've been able to do some incredible things with that. So yeah. Love handstands.
Yeah, I see so much capoeira in that, and
yeah,
Only the Strong. It's a classic movie, yo. It's
my brother classic right there. Movie. Classic, right?
But you know, a part of me was like, I don't know. A part of me didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? I like the movement and I like everything, but
the handstand push-up.
No. The Animal Flow.
Oh, Animal Flow, gotcha.
Animal Flow, right?
You didn't like it.
I didn't. I like the idea and everything about it, right? I like the way, because that's how, you know, we're supposed to be able to move and not be so rigid, and you know,
right.
It's really good just for the body, especially from how we live, right?
Disconnected from the floor.
Yeah, we're so disconnected from the floor, which is insane. We should be, you know. But I was like, yo, you could just do capoeira and get all the same shit.
True. Trust me. I mean, yo, I was gonna go find me a maestro.
Yeah,
absolutely. Maestro or maestro?
I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah,
I remember I seen this dude in capoeira. It was back home in Michigan. This dude was doing a handstand. He leaned his body all the way forward, touched the ground with the heels, and then came back. I'm like, holy,
that's impressive.
And he was just moving. He was smooth. I was like, yo, this dude ain't no joke, man.
All right, so we're here for segment 3, talking about the core. He got his game in the background. Watch out for him. So we're gonna be hitting the inner unit.
Yeah.
Right. So I've said lower unit, upper unit. Now we're hitting the inner unit. So there's 4 exercises we're gonna cover. It's the hollow body, which you call the half moon.
Yeah, half moon pose.
The plank, there's plenty of variations we can get to on that.
Mm-hmm.
The side plank is different because we're hitting that oblique system.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 4th one is going to be a quadruped movement, which is the bear.
Yes.
I call it Static Beast from Animal Flow.
He knows it. Beast.
You got to love their naming, by the way. That's on them. That's their marketing.
Yeah.
It's the Static Beast. So let's go ahead and dive into the hollow body.
It's a dope name, though.
It is.
Yeah.
And hollow body and how it translates into the pull-up.
My understanding of that hollow body is you'll be laying flat on the ground, Mm-hmm. That low back will be pressed into the ground.
Big Q.
Yeah.
Biggest Q.
Legs about maybe about 5 inches off the ground, or just enough to make sure those lower abs are activated.
But again, there's what he's saying, 5 inches off the ground. This is advanced here.
Yeah.
Intermediate, and then you got your leg and heels directly up as beginner.
Yeah, it's funny. And your hands will be up, right? And then your shoulders are off the ground too, though.
Head and shoulders.
Head and shoulders off the ground, like the shampoo.
The woman that did my locks last night, she was like laughing, like Pantene Pro V.
Yeah.
I don't think they have that no more. All these sisters are knocked out. All them chemical ass. Them sisters' products is working.
I hope
right
so. Yeah.
Of course.
That shit ain't good for us.
No, it's not. So
I mean, you know, see what it did to me.
You can't see Pro V, sir? Yeah, put that on the meme. I can't believe it. That's how you got it. But yeah, we were talking about hollow body.
The hollow body, yeah, and translating that into the pull up. And that's a good one. I want to hear what you guys say because I've never translated into the pull up before. I'm just thinking about the core strength of it. Yeah. And obviously, you're going to be using your back as well too. And I'm sorry, you're going to be using your anterior portion of your body, but the posterior upper body. Yeah.
So now it translates very well because now you have something that is locked, right? So now all you're leaving is your scapula to do all the work. Can you imagine everybody that lets go over here and just have like dead weight? Now the bodybuilders that have their chest exposed like that with the ribcage showing, they're hitting a different thing with the lats, and they'll have their intention. Right. The same way you talked about the bench press. Yeah. But what I've noticed with holding it that way, gymnasts do it that way. They have a hollow body hold as they're doing it. So from the pull up, it can translate into a muscle up. Because I've never seen anybody accomplish a muscle up with this, and then it has to get to this.
Can you do a muscle up?
Of course, 10 of them.
No hesitation.
Not 10 of them. I'll lie. All right, I'll give y'all 5 for sure.
Yeah, I used to be able to do 10.
Yeah.
Wow.
Young blood status, right? Yeah. We're not old. In fact, I'm gonna stop saying that. We're not old. In fact, this is the new young.
This is the new young right here.
Right. So, all right. So that's how I translate hollow body to pull up. Moving on from there is a plank. So it's another one that is more anterior, and you have 2 different variations you can work from with the plank, from the forearm or from the palm. Which variations do you teach your clients with the plank?
You can go with the one arm too.
Ooh, single arm hold.
Go with the single arm. You can go with the single arm, single leg. You can go with just the leg. So,
look at the variations y'all got.
Yeah, you can go with arm out in front of you, arm out side of you. You can go, and this is just all body weight right now. You can go a frog plank where you hold, you bring one leg in like a frog.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Or you bring both in like a frog.
So I call that knee to armpit.
Yeah, knee to arm, whatever you want to call it, right? So now you're strengthening up those deep muscle fibers within your core, your torso.
But this is another one we need to have a conversation. The same one we had about the push-up.
Yeah.
Anterior tilt.
Yeah. You got to be in that posterior tilt, and you also want your upper back to be rounded.
Yes.
Because you're squeezing that ground, almost like you're doing a chest fly, right?
Good. So now we got this is a cue.
Yeah.
Internal cue.
Yeah. Squeezing that ground like you're doing a chest fly, and then that upper back is going to be rounded. Now, again, there is a time and a place to relax that back. I mean, make that back drop down, and then there's a time to come it up. But for the most part, when you're in a plank, you want that upper back to be rounded, and you want the tilt of the pelvis to be
posterior.
And
obviously, I love to compliment everything he's saying, so y'all get more of it. When he's saying the back is rounded, those scapulas of yours are going to shift away from the spine, which gives you scapular protraction. I got to hit you with some anatomy stuff. I love y'all. I love y'all too much not to hit you with anatomy. So scapular protraction plus that posterior tilt will get your plank much better.
And also have somebody look at it, because if you have scapula wing, then you may need some other necessary adjustments, or just to understand how a scapula wing feels and how you should correct it.
It's obviously when we get a team to put like video cuts and edits in there for us, but the scapula wing is where like one of your scapulas are like not flush on your rib cage, and it's moving like that as opposed to being both of them flat.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Because they like you said scapula wing, someone could be like, oh, dude.
Yeah, no, you good? No, 100%. We can always cut to a scapula wing photo in there.
Right, right. We can do that. Much love, y'all.
Put that in the edits. Rick, thank you for editing these. Appreciate you, brother.
Hip plank. So the next one will be side plank.
Yeah.
Now there's a ton of variations that can be done here.
So many.
Also, this is another one, forearm and palm variations that you can work from.
Yeah.
I think the more stable one is the forearm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. The palm is going to be a lot more taxing, especially because I'm one of those trainers who say keep your hips up.
Mm-hmm.
If I see your hips near the floor, I'm like, what you doing? Let's get you back on your form then. You
Yeah.
need to raise a hip up.
And it could be taxing on the shoulder too, depending on the shoulder strength of the person completing the movement.
That's why I don't want them on their palm.
Yeah.
Because that stress on the shoulder is big time.
It's a lot of stress.
A lot of stress. So it's your own body weight. The variations I like to play with on this is reaching, right? And then bringing that knee into crunch and holding that.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Then you have the other one where you can like reach out and touch your toe.
That's another phenomenal one.
What about the ones that I see most trainers teach their clients? Reaching underneath.
Threading the needle.
Threading the needle. Man, let's go. That's a great one. So there's plenty of variations that you can have. So it's not just a boring side plank.
Right.
I'm king versatility.
Right. And so, again, us talking about the body weight is exactly what you just said, versatility, right? We want to make sure you have, and David Goggins said this when somebody told him, oh, I can't make it to the gym. He's like, hey, man, you got a floor? Yeah. Well, you can do push-ups, sit-ups, squats. You need no gym. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I have a chuckle because I love the intensity.
Yeah, like
you gotta have
because
a love
again,
for that.
It's as simple as this, man. Some people make excuses, some people make things happen. It's that simple. Again, like we all works in progress, but and I still fall into certain traps, but I understand, all right, cool. I can make this happen or I can't. It's that simple, man.
It really is. And I gotta give him one point that I just came with right away. But like the other day I kinda like told my brother, I'm done hiring for the department of my excuses in my head.
That's a good one.
I'll be hiring folks. I'm like, yeah, come here. I need help.
Yeah, I need this excuse. Come on. Yeah. Dog ate my homework. Yeah.
I didn't kill the whole department. Everybody's gone. They took up their whole photo album.
Yeah, they done. They packed up their boxes.
So no more excuses,
yeah,
brother.
They done, man.
And what's the other side of it? So either you have excuses or
either you make excuses or you make things happen.
Make things happen. Yeah. And the making things happen is I had to draw faith in order to make things happen. If I had to believe on my own merit and all that I can do, I'm limited in my human self. But the Holy Spirit that is a deposit in me, that gives me the supernatural power. I have natural power that I could take so far. You feel me? I'm preaching right now. But I can go so far with my natural power. So I thank God for the faith that I have to allow me to get to that supernatural.
Whatever you believe in, use it. It's worth it.
Please.
Help you understand. It's going to give you a sense of peace and understanding that you can't do everything on your own and you need help. And sometimes it's better to, just surrender to something. Either you surrender to the process or you surrender to your higher power or whatever it is you surrender to. It's going to help you. Sometimes you got to slow down to speed up, let go to catch up.
I'm not going to say nothing more to that. Thank you. All right. And then, so our last thing here is the bear.
Yes.
But I mentioned that this is a quadruped movement, which means that we normally walk bipedal, right? We walk on two. But these quadruped exercises for your core is a full body movement, but it also puts you in a position to go locomotive.
Locomotive,
like motion.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I got you.
And I think when you see how animals move, that's where you think quadruped. All right, so we're going to be talking about a bear hold. And what's the benefits you get from a bear hold?
I mean, you would get very similar benefits from a bear hold as you would just like a regular plank, right? It's just a variation of it. Now, in this one, your hips are a little bit, closer to your body. Your shoulders are in the same position as the plank, directly beneath your, your hands are directly beneath your shoulders. And this one is very cool too, because it's a little bit, I would think it'd be a little bit easier to do like the altered versions of them, like alternating versions where you have the hands here and you bring, one leg and boom. Or you can begin to move out of it. You know what I'm saying?
All of this is anti-rotation.
Yeah.
And it's a big, big one to even talk about with training.
Absolutely.
Most people are stuck on that, sagittal plane of training.
Yeah.
Getting the anti-rotation is important. So, and I like how you brought in like the upper body component of it, but the core component from it is that When you're holding that bear, your knees are slightly from the floor, which put a lot more stress on your quads and also onto your big toes because you're in that crunched up position. And what I like to do and challenge my clients to make sure that they're actually engaging, similar to what you said about gripping the floor.
Yeah.
I will come over and push them at the hip. Now, if they budge over, it's because they're not engaged. So now I have that "don't let me move you" approach to their bear.
It's really good for the bear.
So you guys literally got 12 exercises.
Boom.
Boom. So we're here for the last segment where we're talking about resistance training for the body. But these two are going to end up looking more like conditioning as opposed to resistance training like we've been talking about. So I'm going to take on the burpee. B-Diz is going to be talking about shadow boxing.
Yes.
So you want me to jump in? Or
yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So with the burpee, there's plenty of variations, but I like to have my clients take their time. Most people who are not conditioned can do that piece by piece, but then it gets up to where you can progress to a single leg burpee.
You can do those in a T-Rex too.
So you have that range of a progression chart with the burpee. So you could do it segmentally, or you could do it with one leg, or you can even get real spicy and do a opposite arm, opposite leg on the drop.
Now you insane. And he just said something that's really pivotal is the progression chart. Whenever you're doing a movement, body weight or with weights, we're just talking about body weight right now, but you want to make sure that you are at your body's progress level. In the sense, are you at the beginning, or are you in the middle, or are you at the advanced state? You need to take it to another level. So you just want to make sure that you have somebody look at your body to see which stage you're at. So now you can build properly on that. Because most people try to do a level 5 when they level 1.
And then like, I'm hurt.
Or I'm hurt, or this is tough, or it's tough.
No duh.
Yeah.
When did you prepare for this?
Yeah, you wouldn't jump into a gym and just go under 500 pounds for the squat, would you? No, you would crumble your spinal column.
You gave him a good laugh too. Don't give him a good laugh.
Hopefully nobody get hurt, but again, that's what you want to make sure of. That's why it's so important to have a professional.
A coach.
Yeah, you don't have to work with them for life, but you got to work with them to get the basics. You want to make sure you're not that person who people see and they look like, and I know I've said this before, some people just look like they just bought their body. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, of course.
And they'll be moving, and you'll be like, bro, how old are you? Like, have you ever played a sport? Where's your coordination at?
And there's not enough repetition.
Yeah, it's like, man, I need to be working with this dude 6 days a week, 2 times a day.
It's that bad.
In order to get this body to where we need it to be. Because we got to remember, all the stuff that we did growing up, playing outside, playing sports, I don't know what this person was doing. We got to make up for all that lost time.
Sheesh. That's a conversation.
Yeah, maybe it's like 5 days a week, 2 times a day. But, bro, we got to get your body right, because you never know what situation you may be in, and you need that split second. You need that little bit of coordination. I saw a video of a woman like walking. I think she was getting out of the car. She was getting her baby out of the car. She had the baby in the stroller, and she was getting something else out the car. The stroller started rolling down the street. It wasn't going very fast, but it started rolling. This woman got out. She got out from the car and looked. She tried to start running. She was so uncoordinated, and she fell. Boom. She got back up.
Flat on her face.
Flat on her face.
Oh,
fell.
Boy.
The baby's stroller about to run it. It's about to go into traffic. It's going this way. The traffic is going this way and then the other way. Stroller going down, and she runs, fall, gets back up, runs, fall, get back up again, run and fall. Luckily, it was another dude walking down the street who caught the stroller and was just like, but again, had he not been there, this woman is so deconditioned.
She was so, but honestly, like, imagine the shock level she's at, right?
Yeah, but if your body's programmed
to deal with the shock,
not even the shock, but if you're in some type of, you'll always fall to the level, you know what I'm saying, of your training, right?
Man,
so with that,
I say that again, you always fall to the level
of your training. So what that means is, yes, I'm in shock, but I have the muscle, and I know some people would say muscles don't have brains, but I'll have the muscle memory, the awareness, the body, my proprioception, whatever the case is. It will be ready, so now I can run down and grab that stroller. Yes, I'll be in shock. My heart will be going, but I can still run down physically and grab that stroller.
Through preparation.
Yes.
All of this is meant for preparation. Like, have you prepared yourself to be able to adapt to any situation?
And that's one situation.
It's one.
So this is why, this is, hopefully situations like that never happen. But I feel like a lot of things could be avoided, if people worked out and just became more aware.
I do. I really do appreciate this, man. And it's like, that's my scare for anyone that's under 50.
Mm-hmm.
Are you coordinated enough to survive? And I said this last episode, my company's mantra is train like your life depends on it, because it does.
Yeah.
But he's still remember that joint. Let's go.
Yeah.
But it's that critical, y'all. And for a mother, where I've heard stories where her baby's trapped and she literally got the door open.
Yeah, or ripped it off.
Ripped the door open.
Yeah.
There's some level of supernatural strength went through her because she's like, I need to save my baby. You know what I mean? She right there didn't execute well, and thank God that man stepped up.
Yeah, that was insane for me, and I was just watching it, cringing, like, yo.
And if people were recording too, it's like, I think that's our generation of like.
Yeah, it seemed like they were at a distance though, where they couldn't do nothing.
But you had enough wherewithal, and I'm not even gonna
no, but you're right. You still can, no matter how far you at. The time you spend recording that whole video, you could have ran and said something or start yelling. You know what I'm saying?
Instead of hitting this like this. Like, when my client's like, she got only 5 reps. I'm sitting there fumbling with the phone, and then I get one rep out of it. I'm like, how does this fool
How do people be so quick with the recording?
It's a skill then.
Yeah, I don't know how to.
I gotta give them that. It's a skill.
It take me a second to get my camera out, and
right? Like,
make sure it's not on photo, and
we dating ourselves. We giving our ages away. Forgive us.
We're just not technical. I'm just not technically super savvy. I know how to use it basically, but to go into the quick and video, I'm not. It ain't that serious.
That's been World Star though status from us.
Wow, I forgot about World Star.
You did.
I
really
forgot,
did.
Yeah.
I saw you. We really forgot about it.
I forgot about World Star, bro. Anyways, so the only thing I'll say about shadow boxing is it's phenomenal. It's weird because yes, you can consider it some type of resistance because you'll be pushing off with your back foot. You'll be throwing punches and you have to control the way they come out, and you'll still be using your core. You'll be you'll be bracing your body. You'll be dipping under, like you'll be doing a lot of stuff, and you'll be continuously moving, coming up with your own combinations.
If they had like a 1 minute round, 3 minute round,
I would say start off with a nice 1 minute round. Most people feel silly when they shadow boxing because they don't know the boxing technique or they don't know how to properly throw punches. But
you hear somebody yelling at you, turn your wrist.
Yo,
how many times you be yelling, turn your wrist?
It's like, yo, if y'all can remember when people tell y'all all the cues when you boxing, think about those when you're shadow boxing, because those are the checklists you want to run through when you're shadow boxing. Am I turning my knuckles over? Am I getting my hips into it? Am I pivoting my feet? How's my breathing? How's my combinations? How's the crispness of my hook? Am I getting my elbow up there? Am I hooking into the body?
Christmas?
Crispness.
Oh, crispness. Okay.
Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas.
How's a Christmas gift in my hook?
I was like, dude, who you knocking out? It's like Slay the Mills, Halls of Holly.
Sorry. Knocked out Christmas. But yeah, just run through that checklist when you shadow boxing. Don't feel silly. You only feel silly until you're good.
And this goes back to watching film.
Yeah.
That you don't mess with. I got much love, man, but it's important that you guys look at say Mayweather, Andre Berto was someone I had watched when I was working on it myself. Manny Pacquiao. There's a lot
any
of good
professional.
Professional. Wow, any professional.
Yeah, because professionals. Yeah,
Canelo.
Yeah,
I love Canelo's way he trains.
Yeah,
yo, he's solid. So
yeah, some solid dudes, man, and obviously Tyson.
King Ryan. He calls himself King Ryan on Instagram.
Who was that?
Ryan Garcia.
Oh, the dude Tank knocked out?
He did.
Tank gave him that body, yo.
You know what?
Them body shot. Yo, that kidney shot? You ever got hit in the kidney?
Trust, bro. I went down with you know that sound effect?
Yeah.
You don't know where you like. I've never had a sound effect like that ever in my life.
Where'd that come from?
I was like, whoa.
People who ain't never been hit like that before or don't know nothing about boxing, they be like, oh, he could have got up.
No.
Man.
You don't know. Yeah.
You must ain't never been hit before like that.
I feel like you knock off all of the bad liquor, just all the bad choices on that liver. It just drops out right then and there. All the bad choices.
At once. And you like, man, I shouldn't have did that stuff. I'm going to just go lay down later.
He said, get back up. But yeah, Gervonta did. And then, you know what? The other fight I watched, it was actually kind of horrible to watch, but Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford.
I didn't even watch that one.
Yo, Errol Spence looked so slow at some points in the fight. I was like, yo.
Like an amateur, huh?
And he was like, obviously the one delaying the fight with Terrence Crawford because he knew.
You think it was a throwaway fight?
No, absolutely not. He walked away with so many lumps. So many lumps. You ain't seen his eye?
Yeah, but you can make the payoff look.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you as a man is not taking that many lumps in the face without trying to get back.
Depends on who I owe money to.
Stop. No.
But we want this fight to look like you really is in there trying. We want this to
look like you trying.
Yeah. We want you to look bad after the fight too, though. Otherwise, you're gonna owe us some money.
Wow. I don't know, but Errol Spence.
I ain't saying that's real.
I know you go.
I'm always going somewhere with it. You know what I'm saying?
I would say Errol Spence, to his defense, he did mention that he wasn't on time. You know, his timing was off because when Crawford would hit him with a combination, and he would get ready to throw his, pat.
Yeah, it's
lit him up. Timing's off.
Yo, it's a different. You know, I've never been on that spectrum, but I heard Mike Tyson talking about it. Like, you know, it's different when you're actually there.
And you got all these people rooting for you. You're like, yo, you my hero.
Yeah,
Tyson.
or whatever. You just actually there and they turn the light, and you're in the spotlight.
Oh, you're right.
It's just different versus, you know what I'm saying, in the gym or wherever the case.
You know, it's incredible you say that. The spotlight, something happens to people where it's either you shut down or you can showcase. People who are like on the news or who are doing like the actors, you know what I mean? Like they can showcase very well. I think it's the people behind the scenes that help them look well.
Yeah.
But it's incredible to me when I see the spotlight. Like, and whenever somebody recorded me when I was standing on like a physio ball, like I'm a grown ass man.
I remember those videos.
I'm a grown ass man standing on a physio ball, and the spotlight is on because everybody's like, I can't wait to see him fall. Love his noodle looking ass to fall.
You know they love that shit.
So, long story short, you know, I always had this impression that when the spotlight is on me, I got to showcase because I worked hard for this. And I think most people don't know how to like tune into that, you know, on how to like actually showcase what they've been working so hard on for their whole life.
Yeah.
And that's why I love that girl, that tennis player, you know, Coco Gauff. She just won her the Open. Young girl.
No,
she just won just now, and
her name Coco.
Coco something Gauff. So CG.
What's her nationality? Is she black?
She black.
Right? Okay.
And they were showing like how many black women have won U.S. Open.
Serena was
holding it down, and there was one girl 2017, and now her 2023.
Oh, I just guessed that 3. I just guessed that.
All right, so we appreciate you guys chilling with us, vibing with us, learning from us, learning together. This is episode 4 of Everyday People. We're bringing you guys resistance training with Bodyweight, and our next episode will be episode 5, talking about resistance training with the weights.
Whatever we want to talk about, son. Whatever.
Get the close up on that.
Whatever.
That's how he feels.
I'm losing my mind.